Welcome to the 2019 Football Officials Video Training Series. We're studying the National Federation of High School Rules and five-man mechanics. Technical assistance provided by Dax Hill and Greg Downham. Our video producer is Matt Bivens. Executive producer is Walt Coleman. I'm your host, Todd Allen. This video is a copyright production of the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Visit our website at AAHSO.com. The Arkansas Association of High School Officials. We're helping good officials get better. We've all heard the phrase, use it or lose it. Nothing could be more true when we're talking about the rules. And nothing can help you use it and grow as a football official more than the Reading Studying Guide. Well, maybe these videos, but the Reading Study Guide's a close second. I use it frequently throughout the season and in the off-season to refresh and update my rules knowledge, keep my head in the game, keep me thinking about the rules because you don't want to start over every year. Pick up your copy of the Reading Study Guide because when you're through learning, you're through. Hey, welcome back for another video, and I'm my own worst critic a lot of times on these videos, but I've said multiple times, we're going to look at a bunch of plays today, and then I end up getting caught on one play and spending too much time and we don't get them. The gang has queued up 11 plays for me to look at, so we're going to have about a minute apiece on these. Let's get started this first play. We've got a quick pitch and heading to the outside and then back up the middle, avoid a tackle, and run, and good position. We've got the play boxed in well, and then this happens, and all bets are off as we go scrambling into the end zone to see who comes up with this ball. So let me stop it right here, and I want to give you a couple of tips. Okay? When the ball goes into the end zone and becomes dead in the end zone, it's always one of three things. It's always either a touchdown, a touchback, or a safety. All depends on who's responsible for the ball being there and who recovers it. So on this play, we're either going to have a touchback or a touchdown. We can eliminate the safety real quick. So now all we have to do is just find out which player has the ball. So I want to back the play up. And this is really tight. We don't have the angle we need, but this is great video, high definition video, looks like. So I want to back it up to right here, and I want to introduce you a phrase called double action. And a double action is a second overt act after the ball is dead by rule. Remember, the only time a whistle ever makes the ball dead is when it's inadvertent. And but look at this action on the ball carrier. The knee's down right here. From this angle, we cannot tell if the ball is moving before he goes down. It looks like it is. I think this is a correct call for a fumble, but man, it is tight. So the ball comes out, goes into the end zone, and then we have this scramble for it, and we see two players go down. As soon as you see somebody in possession of the ball, you need to process this play so you can buy yourself time. What I want you to do is use the signal for stopping the clock. Because from that signal, the clock's going to stop and we can contemplate what we're going to do. It just gives us another second or two where we feel like we need to do something, where we can process the play in our brain. And we see that an offensive player comes up with the ball here. All it is a touchdown. And we can throw that touchdown signal up. But remember, anytime there's anything involving the end zone and you just need to buy yourself some time to process the play when you know the whole world's looking at you, just signal to stop the clock. From there, perfectly acceptable to go up with a touchback signal, which would be the appropriate signal, two signals for that. Or it's appropriate to look at who's in possession of the ball, and if it is the offense, then to signal a touchdown. Great play to look at and discuss. One more thing I want to point out real quick here. I'm going to run this back and look at this official right here. 3 steps looking down the field. If you are off of the field, it's a lot easier to come to the pylon, so you don't have to do this move where you're looking for the pylon for 3 steps while you're running. So no reason to ever be on the field officiating unless you're the back judge, the umpire, or the referee. Deep line of scrimmage guys, get off the field. Next play. Lot going on in this play, so I want to watch the headlinesman here at the top of the play. Another great video. Look at the quality here. So what we're going to have is just a quarterback in a pistol formation and a little that's close to forward or backward right there. Let me back that up and look at this play. So the most important thing to look at on this play right now is, do we talk about in our pregame who's going to have forward or backward in this play? if we look at the formation, we've got a balanced formation. So head linesman has got a couple of receivers to look at. Line judge got a couple of receivers to look at. Back judge is going to key off of the head linesman side. So we've got downfield pass coverage on the line of scrimmage. Referees, are you helping with this being forward or backward? But then the slot receiver goes into motion here, and we end up with trips on the head linesman side of the field. Line judge from the opposite side may have a great look at forward or backward on this play, especially because of the position on the field. It's something we need to cover in pregame. We have to know who's going to make that call. The other thing that's important to talk about in this formation is look at the tackles. This is a sloppy formation. We need to get these tackles up on the line of scrimmage. In a pass formation, this open stance where they're back off of the line, and we don't have a great angle with the camera, so this may not look as egregious from the line of scrimmage as it does, but if this tackle's helmet is not breaking the waistband of the center, we need to get him up on the line of scrimmage. He is gaining an advantage with this stance on a pass rush. So run the play forward here. Now what we've got is the head linesman looks like throws a potential holding foul on this block right here. This does not look like a hold to me. Defender's moving to the outside. Receiver has inside position, uses his hands, pushes the defender where he wants to go. I do not see a material restriction for a hold in this category. But the head linesman throws his flags down as if he's angry. And then is trailing the play as it moves up the field, goes down beyond the first down marker. Head linesman, you should know this is a first down, and that would cause you to stop the clock. But more importantly, you do have a penalty flag down, so regardless of whether we make the line to gain or not, we are going to stop the game clock for a penalty. So when this ball carrier goes down, we should be seeing a stop the clock signal, right? But we get to the end of the frame here, and there is still no stop the clock signal. Let me back this up just a few frames here, because I want to watch the ball carrier go down, and this is really important, especially because we have the line to gain. Look how tight this is. I'm going to freeze it right where this player goes down. So a knee down, it looks like the ball is about a yard beyond the line to gain, but really, really tight here. Now let me run it forward and show you the position of the head linesman where he gets the end of the run. He goes all the way 3 yards beyond the end of the run. Not important on this play because we are going to have a spot foul for an offensive hold, which I don't like. But you've got to recognize double action. And we talked about it in play one, but let's look at this demonstration here. I'm going to show you the first action in the video, and that's the ball carrier's left knee going to the ground. The double action is him falling forward and then rolling over and then sliding forward to about the 46-yard line. And as you can see here, when I run this frame forward, that's about where it looks like the head linesman is going to spot this game. So let me run it back one more time and put the ball carrier at the initial action, which is the knee being down. The knee's down at the 41.5. And the ball is about the 42. So you can see that's a 4-yard slide. And why it's important to always get a good dead ball spot is because even though it's your flag, you may end up picking this up, especially if the back judge had a great look at this point of attack, right initial block ahead of the point of attack. I would expect the back judge to be looking there. And with no real threat on the quarterback, the referee may already transition to this block. And hopefully somebody's going to say, hey, hands weren't outside, didn't pull him, didn't lasso him, didn't tackle him. What category could you possibly put this in as offensive holding? And if we end up picking it up, we're still going to miss this play because we have such a poor dead ball spot. Line of scrimmage, guys, dead ball spots, especially on short gains like this, you got to be 100%. Let's take a look at this play, and I've already used up 7.5 minutes, and I'm not moving fast enough. So I'm going to talk fast, look fast. This is a little pass over the middle, incomplete, and what I want to do is look at the back judge right here. Because notice how he's signaling incomplete toward the offensive coach and the bench. So your focus and concentration needs to be in this area. Be a great dead ball official. You don't need to give signals toward the bench. If you're having a problem with the coach, that's a part and parcel. Don't let it change the way you officiate. Keep your eye on the ball, focus on what you're doing, and always be a professional in everything. The term I want to introduce on this play real quick is bang bang, and that is when the ball and the defender arrive at nearly the same time. It's so fast we cannot be consistent calling this play anything other than incomplete. Even if the defender is there a frame or two early, because it happens so fast on the field, we cannot be consistent with how we call this. We're basically just taking a guess at it. We don't want to do that. When the ball and the defender arrive at nearly the same time, you can catch it in slow motion, but on real-time speed, we want to just call these incomplete. Coaches understand it's a bang-bang play, coach, and we always want to rule those plays incomplete. These plays are generating a lot of controversy at every level of our game. Why? Because we are affording extra protection to defenseless players. And what is a defenseless player? In the National Federation, it's just basically a player whose focus of concentration and physical positioning make him more susceptible to injury. So we want to protect this quarterback. On this play, watch the defensive end come in. The ball is out. He gets a full step and a half, maybe two in, but he lowers his shoulder and drives his body weight through the passer. This is roughing the passer. And why we want this called? Focus of concentration, physical positioning. This quarterback cannot defend himself. We're not saying the defense can't hit him, but when it's right in front of you and obvious the ball is out, you have to let up. You can't continue to go full speed. We understand he may hit him, but he can't lower his shoulder and power drive through his body and completely land all of his weight on him. There's just elements in this particular action by the defender that could have been avoided because the pass was gone. He simply failed to do it. This is roughing the passer. This is an interesting play that created some debate among the staff. The quarterback hands off underneath, inside and out. We go to the outside and in pursuit by this defender, who ends up grabbing the inside collar of the jersey or shoulder pads. And there's first initial tug sideways, and then the ball carrier ends up falling forward. Now, our staff, some of them on the staff, and the reason I share this with you is because it's important to know that this is not an exact science and you do get difference of opinions, and that's okay. But this is a safety rule. And because of this initial tug sideways and the high risk of where we're grabbing this ball carrier, we want to eliminate this technique from the game. So I want you to call this as a horse collar tackle. Don't be overly technical when it comes to protecting our student athletes. When we're vigilant in calling this high-risk behavior, then we eliminate this technique from the game. And that's the purpose of this. This is a dangerous play and can result in injury to our student athletes. Anytime you're stuck with or you're pondering whether to protect or to call a foul on a player safety issue, err on the side of protecting the player. When it's obvious not a horse collar tackle, we don't want that called. But this one, when so many of the elements are in place and the initial tug does bring the ball carrier sideways then to the ground forward, I would support strongly. This is a horse collar tackle. Twin formation, single back, a smaller back, a little scat back player here, and the quarterback in a pistol formation drops back to pass. Outside linebacker coming in, and the smaller back cuts him right in front of the referee. No one else is going to be in position to watch this back and the blocking technique right in front of the quarterback. Quarterback not threatened by any other player, so referees, we have got to pick this player up. Back judge can't help us. Line of scrimmage can't help us. This is right in our laps, and this is an illegal block below the waist by this scat back, and a call that we would expect to be 100% on the referee to make, and we've got to make this call. This is an illegal block below the waist, a 15-yard penalty, and something we've got to get. That's it for this week's training video. Thanks for staying with me. I got 6 plays in. Pretty good for me. But a few more I'd like to get to. Maybe we'll get them on next week's tape. I'm going to challenge each of you this week to review your plays. And if you have something you think would be beneficial, please send that to me. My email address, Todd at AAHSO.com. Off to Louisiana this week for my game and doing some training in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We get these videos out all over the country. Well, actually, I get emails from all over the world. So if you're in the Cheyenne or Wyoming area, drop me a line. I'd love to hear about your crew. Maybe make it out to one of your games. For the Arkansas Association of High School Officials, Todd Allen saying I hope to see you on the field real soon.